There's a warning quietly shared between some search and rescue teams in the United States and parts of the UK. If you ever find a staircase standing alone in the middle of a forest, turn around immediately. Don't touch it, don't climb it, and whatever you do, don't look back while leaving. Because according to the people who claim to have seen them, something waits near those stairs. At first, the stories sounded fake, just another internet horror myth designed to scare people online. But then more reports started appearing. Different forests, different countries, different people. Yet somehow, the details were always disturbingly similar. A staircase, deep in isolated woods, no house nearby, no ruins, no roads leading to it, just stairs leading nowhere. And the people who found them all described the same feeling. Silence, not ordinary silence. The kind that feels wrong. No birds, no insects, no wind through the trees, just complete stillness. That's when things become disturbing. One of the earliest stories came from a volunteer involved in a search operation near the Appalachian Mountains. A young boy had disappeared during a family camping trip, and rescue teams had spent hours searching dense woodland without finding a single clue. Then one of the volunteers noticed something strange between the trees. A staircase, gray concrete, around 12 steps high. At first, it seemed normal until the team realized there was nothing attached to it. No building debris, no foundation, nothing. The volunteer later described an overwhelming feeling of fear as they approached it. But what happened next was even stranger. The search dogs suddenly refused to move any closer. The animals began whining and pulling backward against their handlers. Then the team leader ordered everyone away from the staircase. No explanation. Years later, the volunteer claimed he finally asked why they left the area so quickly. The team leader only replied with knee sentence. Because people who get too close to those things sometimes disappear. And over time, more stories began surfacing. A forest ranger in northern Scotland described finding a narrow wooden staircase during a missing hiker investigation. According to him, the staircase looked strangely clean compared to the surrounding forest. No moss, no rotation, no fallen leaves, almost as if someone had placed it there recently. Then he noticed something even stranger. The forest around the staircase was completely silent. Not a single sound. That detail unsettled him more than the stairs themselves, because forests are never truly silent. The ranger later admitted he suddenly felt an intense urge to climb it. Not curiosity, compulsion, like something was pulling him toward the top step. That's when things became disturbing. As he moved closer, he reportedly heard footsteps somewhere behind him. Slow, heavy footsteps crunching through leaves. But every time he turned around, nobody was there. Then the footsteps stopped completely, and in that exact moment, the ranger noticed fresh footprints circling the staircase. Bare footprints, dozens of them, all facing upward, none coming back down. He left immediately. 3 days later, another hiker vanished in the same forest. Search teams never found a body. By now, stories about the forest staircases had spread across internet forums and horror communities. Most people dismissed them as fiction, but a strange pattern began appearing in the reports. The staircases were often discovered near missing person cases, and witnesses repeatedly described the same details. Silence, headaches, sudden drops in temperature, and an overwhelming feeling that they were being watched. One former rescue worker described finding a spiral staircase deep inside dense woodland during a storm. According to him, lightning briefly illuminated the staircase through the trees, revealing something standing at the top. A person. At least, it looked like one. But when the lightning flashed again a second later, the figure was gone. The rescue worker claimed he approached carefully, expecting to find another hiker. Instead, he found something far worse. Perfectly dry footprints leading upward, despite the heavy rain. But what happened next was even stranger. He heard breathing directly above him. Slow, uneven breathing. The sound seemed impossibly close. Despite the staircase leading nowhere, the worker later admitted he ran without looking back. At first, these accounts sounded impossible, until investigators uncovered older reports hidden in local archives. Newspaper articles from decades earlier describe similar discoveries. In 1961, hunters in Oregon reportedly found a staircase standing alone after several children disappeared near a wooded area. A report from rural England described forestry workers destroying an isolated staircase, only for another one to appear miles away. Days later, that's when theories began spreading online. Some believed the staircases were connected to abandoned structures long erased by nature. Others believed they were linked to hallucinations caused by isolation in deep wilderness. But a darker theory quickly emerged. What if the staircases were never meant for humans at all? Across Europe, old folklore contains disturbing warnings about forests, places where travelers could accidentally cross into something unknown. In parts of Scotland and Ireland, legends described silent paths hidden deep within woodland areas where reality supposedly felt distorted. And strangely, many of those stories involved stairs. One of the most unsettling encounters came from a university student named Daniel Reeves. In 2019, Daniel uploaded a post online describing a hiking trip through remote woodland in Washington state. According to him, he discovered a staircase standing between massive pine trees just before sunset. Concrete steps, metal railing, perfect condition. At first, it seemed normal until Daniel noticed there were no animal sounds anywhere nearby. Then he realized something else. The staircase had no shadow. Even as the sun moved behind the trees, the stairs remained fully lit. Daniel claimed he felt physically sick the closer he got. But despite his fear, he continued filming with his phone. That's when things became disturbing. Halfway up the staircase, Daniel reportedly heard someone whisper directly behind him. A woman's voice, soft, calm. "Don't turn around." He froze instantly. The forest behind him had gone completely dark. Daniel later wrote that he could still hear breathing somewhere above him. Then his phone screen suddenly went black. The final message he posted online appeared hours later. "I don't think I came back alone." After that, Daniel disappeared completely. Some people believed the story was fictional, until another user claimed to discover a staircase matching Daniel's description months later in a different forest. The second witness allegedly photographed the structure before leaving the area, and according to him, the staircase appeared differently in every image, sometimes taller, sometimes broken, sometimes completely missing from the photo altogether. By now, entire communities were dedicated to tracking staircase sightings around the world. And eventually, someone noticed a terrifying pattern. Many staircase sightings occurred shortly before disappearances, not after. Before, that changed everything, because suddenly, the staircases no longer seemed abandoned. They seemed connected to whatever was taking people. And then came the final story. An anonymous emergency responder described a search operation deep inside an isolated Canadian forest. After reports of strange lights moving between the trees at night, the team reportedly walked for hours before discovering a staircase unlike anything they had seen before. Tau. Black. Perfectly clean. Then their radio stopped working. Complete silence filled the forest, and according to the responder, footsteps began descending from above them, slow, heavy, but nobody was visible. The footsteps continued anyway, until someone shined a flashlight toward the top, and for a brief second, they saw a figure standing there, tall, thin, completely motionless, watching them. The responder later admitted they fled the forest immediately. No official report ever mentioned the staircase. But before disappearing from the forum where the story was shared, the responder posted one final sentence. "We were warned never to speak about what lives near those stairs." Maybe these stories are fake. Maybe every witness simply imagined what they saw. But even now, hikers, campers, and rescue workers continue reporting the same impossible thing. Random staircases hidden deep within forests where they should not exist. No roads, no ruins, no explanation. Just stairs, waiting silently between the trees. And according to the people who claim to have found them, the worst thing you can do is climb.